So awesome again to be here. Thank you once again for listening in. This is Dare to Live with Mary Ajabi. I have a very, very important guest with me today. He has been somebody that has been quite the part of my journey, I think, in the last 2 years, very active in my journey. And gring, 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 gring. I introduce Coach Collins Alunomoh.
Nice to be here, Mary.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. It's so great to
Yeah,
have you. Thank you for your
the,
time.
hon- the honor and pleasure is mine. Happy
Thank
to
you.
be here.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's start. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, Coach Collins. My listeners will definitely want to meet you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name, like you said, my name is Alunomoh Collins. I'm a life coach, a therapist, and an FMCG battle-tested sales professional.
Oh wow.
Ah, okay, I'm a professional because I've done sales actively for like 12 years.
Wow.
I worked with a multinational and I rose to the level of a senior manager and left in 2019 to go rediscover myself and follow my passion. So as I speak to you today, I'm the head coach of Joseph Coaching Services, which is a mind and an emotions outfit. What we do is that we help people move them from where they are to their higher self using tools in psychology, coaching, neuro-linguistic programming, and all that. Help them overcome whatever obstacles within their way, so that they can be who God has made them to be. We help them show up as who they are, their true self. So that's what we do. We do for organizations, we do for individuals, and we also do some form of consulting in terms of sales consulting for small and medium companies. So that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome, awesome. Wow, wow, that's that's a lot. A lot of you in a nutshell. So today we'll be talking about the other side of fear. And I know that
Mm,
you've had to become all of these things. And I know that fear is like a thing that a lot of people deal with and are not able to, like you said, get to their higher self. I think is one of the limiting things that, that limits a lot of people. So I'd just like you to
yep.
share, a story of, how you dealt with fear in your life.
Okay. Okay. I've had several encounters with fear. As we all know, fear is part of life. It's a very strong and primitive human emotion.
Mm.
But let me just choose one to talk about.
Okay.
Um, Sometime in 2016, 2017,
Mm.
I was heading a sales team as a sales manager, and because of that, I became aware of something illegal that they were doing.
Mm.
And as I began to probe further, I found out that it was something almost the entire region and wider were
Mm.
doing.
Mm.
And I had the evidence to be able to expose it. But
Mm.
then now came my dilemma. If I
Mm.
expose it immediately, the people I work with some of them for years, we've known, we are family member, friends. If I expose it, they all will go. There's no looking the other way from the company. They are all going.
Mm.
So I was now cutting between whistleblowing, keeping
Mm.
quiet,
Mm.
or I just allow things slide. That was when the challenge started.
Mm.
So that is the first time in my life, and I realized that we human beings are movie directors.
Mm.
How do I mean? All kind of negative scenarios started playing in my head.
Wow.
All kinds. How will they see me? What will happen? What if one person blows it and they say and you did not say?
Mm.
My boss was my immediate boss was like a father. He is a father figure to me in my life. He has also been instrumental in my own career,
Mm.
and has never been part of such a thing. And the thought of my thinking was that he will be affected, other colleagues will be affected. I started playing
Wow.
several scenarios to this extent that I became super stressed.
Mm.
The people I was working with were stressed because they knew I was aware now.
Wow.
and they know me that somebody who stands for who has a high level of integrity. So they were also trying to do some other things to cover their own back, and some of them implicate other of their colleagues before I come out with it. So it was just it was a very murky situation. Okay, those scenarios were playing. In fact, I could at some point I could not even reason properly anymore because of that stress has already been released. Until finally I broke down. I think I was away for like 3 weeks before I came back.
Wow.
Then I had to face it. I had to look for a way to face it. Because one of the things I've also discovered in life is that fear and faith are related. You understand? They are the same side of, they are two sides of a coin. Okay? Fear basically is your belief in something negative that has not happened. Why faith is your belief in something positive that has not happened. So what I did in that case was face my fear and turned it to faith. It will not go this other way. This way I'm thinking will not go like that. Okay, let me hope for the best and continue to take action that is at least can be a win-win for all parties involved. So that was how I was able to tackle it, and I think I tackled it to the extent I left about 6-7 months later. Okay. And by the nature of the event, it actually resolved itself over time. Do you get? But what was happening when I was afraid, it took me into negative future. I was almost seeing things that all the difficult and wrong scenarios. It was not because of that the hormones, the emotions have taken over. You cannot see a clear path. In neuro-linguistic programming, we call it unresourceful states. Once you allow fear to build in, you become unresourceful. You cannot no longer help yourself or help others. Okay, and at the end of the day, all these things starts from a thought, and the thought escalates. Before you know, you've lost control, lost controls. So one of the most dangerous things about fear is that it begins to make mountains out of molehills. It begins to make things seem more difficult than they are. Okay, it means to make things seem more difficult than they are. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, over time, it took some time. It took a toll on my health, but at the end of the day, we're able to resolve it. Okay, we're able to resolve it. But it was a very, very trying. I think it was a pivotal time for me in my career. It taught me a lot of things about myself. It taught a lot of things about human dynamics in organizations. You understand? Because the situation was like, it was looking like a loss for everybody. So it was like more like dog eats dog.
Wow.
Colleagues wanted to sell themselves out. Okay, wanted to sell each other out, because at the end of the day, if you're a whistleblower, you will be protected, but every other person goes. So my own dilemma then was, how would they go? And these are people I know. We stay in the same community. We attend the same churches. So how are we going to do that? You understand? But at the end of the day, we were able to solve it I solved it by facing it. I took some time anyway, faced it, then I switched fear into faith. So that's my own personal one of it. There are a lot. That's one of it.
Wow. So awesome. There was something that you said from the beginning about how a situation happened, right? That warranted something to build up on the inside of you. And from that situation that happened, it graduated, and so you kept on talking, and I was saying how everything was linked and the processes at which the thing escalated into a full-blown issue.
Yes.
Where it finally affected your health.
Yeah.
Put you in a state, right, of ill health, and then shut you down. We're not able to, in an unresourceful state for like 3 weeks, thereabout, right?
Yes.
Until
yes.
So I just I saw like a pattern, right? So I'll just like you to share like a little bit more on the thought process, the process from when a situation happens, then the thought process, and then how it ultimately results into stress, and then ultimately in an unresourceful state where you're not able to do anything. Because
Same. Okay, great.
a lot of people actually think that, you know, fear is just that final place where you're not able to do anything. So they associate fear, right, to just be the part where you're unable to do anything, not knowing that it actually starts from something. You know, so I just like you to touch
Yes.
on that base, that
Okay.
root cause, moving and then just flowing into the transition to the final place, that unresourceful state where a lot of us find ourselves, and we just think that, oh, fear just doesn't want you to do something, and then you stay there. So please
Okay. Okay.
just share. Yeah.
Okay. Let me describe a chain. We call it a mood chain. Okay.
Okay.
It
Okay.
starts from your environment.
Mm.
Your environment determines what you think. Your environment influences your thoughts.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your thoughts influence and works on your beliefs that you have within yourself.
Mm.
And those beliefs now influences the emotions that you have.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
And the emotions that you have will determine the kind of decision that you take.
Wow.
You make rather, the decision you make. When you make the decision, it will determine your action. And your action will determine your outcome. So it's a chain. So let me use my particular situation and walk through this chain.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, the environment it's a work environment.
Mm.
Well, we're working for a company, and we're in charge of resources, we're in charge of KBIs. Okay, and the job has to be done. All right.
Yeah.
Then I discovered something that was not going well, that people were cheating on. So a thought now came in. This is wrong. It needs to be exposed. Do you get? So that's the thought. This needs to be exposed. Okay. Then I started thinking, if it becomes exposed, what are the likely repercussions or ramifications of this? Okay. That thought started working on my own personal belief of integrity. So it started working on integrity. So, and I was now having a dilemma. Between I was worried, I was very fearful because I felt that I was thinking it's going to lead to the sack of people I've known for over 5 to 6 years.
Wow.
Do you get that? So that emotion of fear started building up. In fact, some people will define emotion for you as extended thought. A thought that has been marinated with belief results into an emotion.
Wow.
So the emotion kept building up. So in the case of fear or stress, is that you either freeze, fight, fright, or you fly, or you run away. You get?
Yeah.
So for me, it froze me in the sense that I didn't know what to do. I was frozen in that state. Okay. And I decided, there was only a time I decided, okay, let everything just get spoiled. So from emotion to decision, okay, let me blow it out and everything gets spoiled. But it was still working on my own personal values of a relationship. Do you see how it's affected? I have a belief and a value of integrity. Okay, and also have a strong belief of a strong value of relationship.
Wow.
So these things were conflicting each other. And who will suffer the most is the person who was thinking it, is the person who has the emotion. So there were days I wanted to say, okay, let me even call and report this thing. But I will pick up the phone and I cannot do anything.
Wow. Wow.
So the decision was, okay, let me go out, let me report this thing. But I could not, because my beliefs and my values were fighting me. So, and I was burning up. The stress hormones were already there. To the extent that the action, I could not take the action. At the end of the day, now the outcome was that I now broke down.
Wow. Wow.
So if I take it again, it's your environment, the environment you are, which determines what you see, hear, or feel, okay, or remember. A thought or a group of thoughts. If it's a negative thought, that's what we call the negative automatic thoughts. That is negative thoughts that keep on repeating. Keep on repeating your mind until they break you down oh, I am useless. Oh, upon all what I've done, so this is the time, upon what I've been doing in this company, so this is how I'm going to go out. Do you get? Those are negative automatic thoughts. Oh, my career is ruined. Those are negative automatic thoughts. Okay? They work on beliefs that you had. In my case, my values were integrity. My belief was, oh, I give my best. I grow my team. I grow my team and the rest. So those were my, so it was marinating until it now manifested fully as if as a fear response to those thoughts and those beliefs. And that thing froze me. Even when I then made a decision to go all out, I couldn't, because my beliefs and my values were fighting each other. So at the end of the day, now fire is always hottest as its source. It burnt and broke me down. It burnt and broke me down, and the final outcome was I had to leave for like three weeks thereabout before I came back and now faced it and went through it time and I went through it systematically. And at the end of the time, it was not as bad as I thought it would be.
Wow, awesome. So just stay with me there. You said you took,
Okay.
so after the freeze, the freezing moment, right? Which finally resulted in it breaking you down into into an unresourceful state, and ultimately ill health, and put you in a frozen state for 3 weeks. So I would like to ask, what exactly happened in the course of that 3 weeks? Because something must have happened for you to come back.
Yeah.
And for you to face it. So before we go into, facing it, let's just stay in that place of what happened in that 3 weeks. I'd like to know.
In that 3 weeks, okay, yeah. I felt it initially started as malaria. Because once you are stressed, once you are stressed, your immune system drops. So almost anything begins to affect you. Wow. It started as malaria. It went into typhoid.
Wow.
It even went to the extent that I lost consciousness for like 5 days.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So once you are stressed, cortisol is working, your adrenaline is working. Do you get? It reduces your immune system. So anything can happen. Okay. You become more susceptible. You find out that you have more flu. You get so many things. So there was flu, there was malaria, there was that, until I now came back, until I was able to weather all the storm and now came out. Okay. Then I decided, I now realized that it only takes very little for somebody to switch from life to death. Wow. In fact, one of those days, there was a day where I was taken to the hospital. I was given a drug and I reacted violently.
Whoa.
I was visibly shaking. I don't know what was in the drug. I was visibly shaking. In fact, my eyes were going. My boss was even crying.
Wow.
Do you get? So even me then, I thought I would pass out. So at the end of the day, I said, okay, why am I killing myself? I need to go face this thing. I need to go face this thing. So that was what happened. So it was a potpourri of different illnesses, because I became vulnerable to almost anything. Okay, and do you know, I can tell you one funny thing. I can pinpoint the exact time it's turned from bad to worse.
Wow.
And it was a thought, one particular thought that came, and I couldn't find a way to get that thought out of my mind.
Wow.
So thoughts are powerful. We need to begin to learn the power of thoughts and what they can do. It has been proven scientifically that your thoughts affect your feelings, and your feelings affect your action. If you feel a particular way, check it back. Take some steps back. It's something you have thought about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes, and it is one or two.
Wow.
That will spoil your from I'm having a good life now to my life is miserable.
Wow.
You get? It's just one thought. Until today, I know the exact time. I know it to the exact time T when it happened.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, the bright side that it has taught me a lot about myself. It has taught me about a lot about human dynamics, human behavior, and the likes. And that was what part of what pushed me into learning about emotions, learning about the mind, to see how I can help other people to prevent
Mm,
such.
mm,
Do you get to
mm,
prevent such, and that even those who are there already help you come out.
wow.
Do you get?
Mm,
Because there's always for everybody in life there's always a comeback moment, a moment where you can turn, even though it's bad, you can turn back.
wow. Wow.
Yeah. So for me, I think it was also very instrumental to who I am today.
Wow. That is so awesome, coach. That is so awesome. Oh my goodness, wow. I mean, just thinking about it now. At first, you know why I was laughing the other time when you said it first
Mm-mm.
started out as malaria. I said, the
Mm.
mosquito of fear has beaten you. And it moved from mosquito of fear to
Once
typhoid.
immunity is down, anything can happen. Anything can
Wow.
happen. Anything.
Wow.
Anything. If you get injuries, they won't heal. They won't heal on time. Do you get?
Mm,
And when you even when somebody's looking at you, you begin to exaggerate. Oh, what is he saying? What is he saying? What is he thinking?
mm, mm.
Is it because of this? Is it because of this matter? Oh, you understand? Oh, what will people say? I'm out of the office for 3 weeks. What would they say? How can I tell them what happened without going to this story? Do you
Wow.
get so
Yeah.
many? It's just a potpourri of different emotions, different thoughts, and before you know, it can break anybody. So we need to be very careful of our emotions and our thoughts. It all starts with a thought. Manage your thoughts. It all starts
Mm.
with a thought.
Wow. 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 Awesome. Thank you so much, coach. I mean, I'm still stuck in that place where, just one thought, just
No, I
spiral
can tell you to
down.
the exact moment T. I was on my bed. It was around 8 p.m. The thought just
Wow.
came. Does this mean this? Immediately, I was about to sleep. Immediately, sleep just went away.
Oh,
And that was how the thought kept. Does it mean this? Then anything that happens, you relate it to this. Oh, it means this. Oh, it means this. It means this. And it can give your life a completely different experience.
wow.
Thoughts
Wow.
are very powerful. They are very powerful.
Awesome. Awesome, coach. Wow. Thank you so much, coach, for sharing this first part, of the two-part series, because this we have to first deal with the issue of fear before we then begin to deal with the solutions and the
Mm.
results. So in the second part series, right? Um,
Yep.
we will talk about how you were able to face your fears, the steps that you took, and then the things that you started to do for yourself, and ultimately how you then began to study to empower other people also, not to get out of that unresourceful state, seeing the damage,
Great.
and how much that it could you know do to others. So thank you so much, coach, for this first part. So guys, um Coach Collins has just shared the story about fear, giving us insights, and just like he said, it's like a chain, because really, one of the things that I've discovered that happen, as you begin to become conscious and aware of yourself, is that you then begin to be deliberate about your thoughts. Ultimately it revolves into every slowly sips into every other area of your life, and then you're able to trace, oh, okay, the reason why I'm feeling this way, what was I thinking about? Oh, so I thought about this thing, and then ultimately you're able to, okay, then what do I do about it? And then you resolve it. So thank you so much, coach, for sharing this part.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So
Always happy to help.
awesome. So, guys, please listen in to the next session of the episode, where Coach Collins will be talking about how the other side of fear, really, because that's what this podcast is all about. So, we're not just talking about fear to make you feel scared and stay stuck, but we want to help you resolve and see that, what, in as much as fear is a thing, you can decide what to do with it. So, listen in, guys. Thank you so much again for listening to Dare to Live podcast with Mary Ajagbe. See you in the next episode. Thank you.